Hello oud lovers and fragrance enthusiasts. Today we're going to be talking about the difference between high-grade artisanal oud oils and factory oils. I'm just going to give you a rundown on the basics of the difference of the two. First of all, I'd start with the very definition of artisan or artisanal oud oils. So from my knowledge, artisan is referring to someone who makes their own oils with their own hands using traditional methods or new age methods, you know, but that's what it predominantly means. So if you're not making your own oils yourself, then I don't see how you can class yourself as an artisanal oud vendor. Anyway, that being said, in my opinion, the biggest difference between the two really comes down to the grade of wood that you're using. That is the biggest difference of the two. Everything else is secondary. Not to say that technique and equipment it isn't a factor. Of course, all that is a factor, and all that does play a role in the outcome of your oil. But ultimately, the biggest factor are these. So here you've got a traditional plantation wood chip here, which is about 7 to 10 years old. The infection has been in the wood for about 2 years, I would say, maybe 2-3 years, and it really doesn't have much of a depth in terms of the oil. It doesn't blossom on your hands the way an artisanal oud oil will. Whereas this wood chip here, which is a wild one, but of a high grade, and it's from a tree probably about between 30 to 50 year old, has incredible aroma and incredible depth. Now, this is the main difference. I would say probably 95% of all oils out there, maybe more, are made from this particular grade. And really, to be honest, it doesn't do oud oils justice. But having said that, it still has amazing properties, in my opinion. Whether it's low grade or high grade, oud still has the ability to really kind of draw you in. Anyway, so even the low grades, in my opinion, depending on how it's distilled and where it's distilled from and the techniques used and the way the plantation, or shall I say the way it's inoculated, obviously plays a factor as well in the actual aroma. But even the low grades, they do have they do have certain terpenes in there that get you addicted to the fragrance of the oud. You know, it gets you addicted to the fragrance, in my opinion. But that factor, those terpenes are like 100 times more when you go into the wild stuff, or shall I say the higher grade stuff, because you can also get plantation wood of a higher grade. That is the biggest factor, in my opinion, when it comes to artisanal incense grade oud oils and factory oils. In terms of distillation, absolutely does play a role in the outcome of the quality of the oil, the way you distill it, the way you even soak it, soaked or non-soaked, all play a role in the ultimate outcome of the quality of the oil. Now, what am I mean, me personally, I'm looking to try and achieve the aroma that you get when you're burning the actual chip. So for me, my goal when I'm distilling my oils is to try and get those ethereal notes that you get when you're putting a wood chip on charcoal or on a heater. For me, as someone who has distilled his own oils, that is my ultimate goal, is to try and replicate those aromas that you find when you're heating or burning a agarwood chip of high grade. This is ultimately my goal. The difference in the quality of the aroma between the two can be massive, in my opinion. With the plantation, especially this aged wood, the aroma tends to be quite flat. Well, it is strong, depending on how it's distilled. It is strong, but it's very woody. It doesn't have all the layers, the number of layers that you get with a higher grade oud chip, which has a far higher quality of the aroma, the strength of the aroma, the number of aroma that's inside the wood chip itself is even more mind-blowing. The therapeuticness of the aroma, it all plays. It's also part of the quality of the oil. Whereas with the plantation one, it's very flat in comparison to a higher grade oil. You know, with the higher grade oil, you'll be constantly smelling your hand, because every 5-10 minutes the aroma will be changing on your skin, and it really gets you addicted to the aroma. You're constantly sniffing, and it gives this, you get this feeling of calmness. Sometimes you get this feeling of cravingness. You just crave the smell even more, and the more you sniff, you just can't get enough of the actual aroma. The addictiveness is 100 times more than a plantation would, in my opinion. Now, that being said, I'm not putting down plantation oils or factory oils. They do play a role in anyone's oud journey, and this is why I would recommend most people to actually, if you're starting out your oud journey, to actually buy factory oils. Buy some classic factory oils from different regions, so you get an idea what the scent profiles are. And then once you've have this idea, then you can dabble into the higher grade stuff, and that's when you'll truly be amazed. I mean, even the factory oils do have their amazing factor, you know. So some, like, I'll give you an example, like a Tarat oil. Okay, a lot of it is factory plantation, factory wood, right? But even that has an incredible aroma within it. You know, you'll get dry berries, you'll get leather, you'll get apricot sometimes, you'll get honey notes in there, and this is coming from like a plantation wood, you know. So could you imagine, you know, what kind of notes and tones you'll get from a higher grade incense grade wood chip, you know? So this is where really the difference lies, is the grade of wood that's used in distillation. Anyway, I hope that helped you and give you a bit more insight into the differences of artisanal high-grade incense oil compared to plantation oil. Anyway, that being said, guys, have a nice day.